Hey, yo, Yeezy, man, stop playing with these people, man. They want to see you act all crazy in this motherfucker, man. Take that jacket off and go crazy on them, man. You know what I'm talking about?
What do it mean to be the boss? It means second place is the first one who lost. The crucifixion, the being nailed to the cross. Truth or fiction, it's a hell of a cost. Do the dishes. I'm about to hit that Jeff Gordon. Michael Jordan, the only one more important. But I be feeling like Jordan when I'm recording. Cause every time I record, I duck and slap the boards. I got the whole crowd going crazy. Homie, I should be rewarded. Number one sound across the board. Hey, hey. Number one now and forevermore. Hey, hey. Number one rule is niggas gon' hate. Maybe I dropped the album, nah, you gotta wait. I gotta give her the eviction note. Get your ass out, bitch, vomit nose. 5 seconds to the song and we getting close. I got the power, motherfucker, if you didn't know.
Chill, man, chill, yeah, chill. Shit's burnt up already. Sober.
Crazy world.
Yeah, bro, crazy world.
Absolutely crazy.
A lot of shit that has went down in the past week that we haven't.
Not even a week, dude. It's been
couple
the
days.
beginning of the week. I mean,
It's been a couple days.
Tuesday and fucking Wednesday was insane.
I would just like to say shout out to Kanye, who is now back in good terms with the Jewish community. Thoughts?
I saw Sam Morril tweet and said, wow, Jonah Hill has a lot to fucking prove or something like that. Like, he really needs to stay funny.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pressure on him to stay funny, bro.
Yeah. That's what he said.
It's I don't know, that whole situation was so weird.
Oh, dude,
Like,
I mean,
everybody dropped him. Adidas dropped him.
Yeah.
Who was he? Gap dropped him. And doesn't Adidas have like all these like Yeezy shoes?
yeah. They're the ones that had him, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you go from having all these sponsors, all these millions of dollars, to then just speaking out against the Jews for no reason.
No, unprovoked.
And then, of all movies, because I just rewatched it not too long ago, of all movies, you watched 21 Jump Street. And that's
Great
the movie
film.
It's a great
film.
movie.
Great film.
But that's the movie that gets you back into the good graces of fucking the Jewish community. Oh my god.
Dude, he's a menace.
He's out of control.
You think he's out of control?
Oh god, yeah.
I don't know.
God,
I mean,
and
now it looks like he's in control now. He's got a new wife.
Are they married?
I think so. That's what everybody says.
Oh, I saw a ring on her finger or something like that, and everybody was
the
freaking
right
out.
girl?
Yeah,
The right girl?
could settle him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been crazy for a minute. Did you watch the documentary
I did.
last February?
I didn't, but is that the documentary where like everybody was talking about him being a genius?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips of it.
That it explains it.
Yeah,
Shit.
but I mean, at the end of the day, he's his old shit was so good, so good.
The college dropout,
Oh
late
my
registration, graduation, 808s and Heartbreak is pretty good.
Everything
My
was
Beautiful
so good.
Dark Twisted Fantasy, Jesus is good. The Life of Pablo, bro, that might
The
be
Life
his
of
best
Pablo
one.
was the last one.
The last good one.
The last good one.
I like Kids See Ghosts too.
Yeah, I like Kids See Ghosts.
Ye was like, eh.
I didn't like. Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Jesus is King. I mean, I don't want to shit on it, but it's a gospel album.
Yeah, no. And of all people to be doing gospel albums, Kanye's not really one of them.
I mean, he said he was a god
Yeah, he did.
in a song.
Yeah, he did.
Which is, I don't know. I can't listen to that one.
No, I mean,
It's
I've
hard
heard,
to listen to.
I've heard worse from worse rappers. So,
Yeah.
but
There's not a lot of quality now in rap. Would you agree to that?
yeah,
I mean, like, there's not like, you have people like Kendrick Lamar,
yeah,
J. Cole,
yep.
Drake to an extent. I mean, Drake's pop and rap.
I find myself oh gosh,
Take the yawn.
no, I thought I'd sneeze.
It's okay, sneeze.
I don't have to.
You can let it out.
I don't have to.
We can
anymore.
edit it.
Woo. No, when I do decide to listen to rap, I catch myself going back on Tupac, Biggie, Snoop, Dre, Eminem, Lil Wayne. Like, it's always like the shit that was like 2010s and then back to the 90s.
I don't listen to Tupac and Biggie as much. A couple songs from Biggie. I love the Where Brooklyn At freestyle. Oh,
it came on in the car leaving the bar the other day.
and then Give Me the Loot. Oh, you want to run through a wall? Give me the loot. It'll make you run through a fucking wall.
Yeah, well.
Snoop Dogg. A couple of his songs, but I'm not a frequent listener to.
Okay.
Least listener.
Yeah.
But Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I can get
The
down with
Chronic. I could listen to the Chronic.
Oh, God,
front to back.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's amazing. It might be
so
it
good.
might be one of it might be top 3 hip hop albums ever put out.
I think it's definitely top 10. What do you think? What's your top 10?
Top 10?
Let's not do top 10.
I
Let's
was
do
gonna
like
say
top 3.
Top 3, I would put. Oh God, you're gonna make me think. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Based off of, it doesn't have to be based off the artist, but like just like the quality of work. Like for example, it could be an artist that like this was their one good album and everything else was shit. But like your opinion, it doesn't have to be because like
No, yeah.
I have my opinion,
Yeah.
and then I have like on my unbiased opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I feel like the one that should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
I'll give you the unbiased opinion.
Go ahead.
I can't do a top. I can't like rank it.
Just name 3 albums.
To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, all right. And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has to, all time.
I gotta look at my phone.
But I can't even give you the unbiased one. For me, top 3 all time.
Mm-hmm.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, To Pimp a Butterfly. And then I feel like I would have to go Take Care. Even though it's not a rap album, there's just so much rap. He goes bar for bar on so many tracks.
I was gonna say Take Care.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Take Care.
Yeah.
Mine definitely The Chronic.
It's up there.
It's got to be up
It's
there.
up there
For me. Gosh. So there's a part of me that wants to say an absolute off the wall album.
You could say it.
Cushion Orange Juice, Wiz Khalifa.
Huh.
It's peaceful.
Interesting.
It's like a very peaceful, like every song is just kind of like a banger, but like in their own right. It's a really good fucking album.
I've never listened. When did it come out?
2008.
Interesting.
Cushion
I've never.
Orange Juice
Was that before?
maybe it wasn't 08.
Was that before like
Mac
the
and
one?
Devin?
No, the one. Yeah, where he
Roland.
had black and yellow, and
Yeah,
like
what
a
was that,
Taylor
Roland
Gang.
something?
Taylor Gang.
Cushion
I
Orange
can't
Juice. 2010 was Cushion Orange Juice, and Rolling Papers was
Rolling Papers. That was it. Yeah.
2011.
Mm-hmm. But no, I like Rolling Papers.
Which is also the same year that he came out with Young, Wild, and Free.
That's right. Yeah.
I just
that was from
rewatched-
Mac and Devin with the high
I
school.
just rewatched Mac and Devin.
I've never seen it all the way.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking funny.
I've never seen it all the way. I would imagine so. Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I just named 2 that were just. I mean, they're not polar opposites, but it's like. Cushion Orange Juice has its own vibe.
Yeah.
I would recommend anybody to watch it or to listen to it. I mean, it's an older. It's 13 years old now.
I'll give it a listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so The Chronic.
The Chronic is just hands
It's so
down
good,
nice.
especially like at the time.
Oh,
Dr. Dre. It's kind of like a Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg collab album,
Yeah.
even though it isn't.
So, what do you think about people saying that Rihanna's halftime show was the best halftime show?
It wasn't. I don't think it was that good.
Dude, it wasn't that great.
I
mean,
can-
we're months. What is it? A month into since the Super Bowl now.
Month
Yeah,
and a half
month
about.
and a half.
Yeah.
So we're past the whole talk, but I still think Dre M50 that was the best I've ever seen.
Especially when he came out like unannounced.
Yeah.
Like nobody thought he was gonna
Right.
come out, and then
Right.
he's hanging down upside
Yeah.
down, just like in the music video.
No,
bro.
that was hands. I think my mic quality's better like this.
Really.
I think so. Or does it? Change?
I don't. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like this better.
Okay.
Because it felt different. Like it's not as clear up
Yeah.
here. Like where you're picking up everything.
Look at
right
that.
here. Yeah.
Well, this is cool.
Yeah. We discovered something in real time.
All right. So, I mean, if we decide to cut that part, then, oh well.
Let's talk about the shit that's been going on.
Well.
Let's dive into it.
Well, hello everybody. If if we just cut that last part out, there's been a lot of what would you say? Chaos going on in the past week.
Absolutely.
So there was a Tennessee school shooting, and I think 7 or 6 people died.
6. 3 9-year-olds and 3 60-year-olds, along with the shooter.
Insane. And you know, what's different about this one is, I mean, the stereotype is obviously like school shooters are white.
Yeah.
That's like the stereotype.
White males.
White males. But the difference here is this time it was somebody who was transgender.
So originally, I feel like I'm trying to like get
and just to say real quick, like we don't want to diminish any of the lives that were taken or anything like that. So we'll say that right now. It's a tragedy and it shouldn't have happened.
So originally, the first article that came out that I saw was a Tennessee school shooting.
Yeah.
But it said it was a woman. So I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's a woman?
I was
what
like,
the hell?
What?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's a woman. And then the more you read, the more you click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the more they found out that it was a transgender woman. And we've talked about it on the show before.
Too much.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I had to read the article mostly, or not mostly because, but
yeah,
like I wanted clarification. When you say transgender woman, is that a woman transitioning to a male?
I still
or
don't.
A male transitioning to a woman?
I still don't know what it means.
Well, so the article said a transgender woman, which I can only imagine is now a man going into a woman.
Right.
Because that's what this was.
Yeah.
His first name was Aiden Hale, I believe. And then just changed it to too. Audrey Hale.
I read that too. I'm trying to find it. Keep going.
Yeah. But what doesn't sit right with me is how fast everything's coming out. Like they just released the video of the
on Twitter. Yeah. The body cam footage.
They just released the body cam footage. Now they have this manifesto and they have like all this shit. Everything's coming out so quick, but at the same time not quick enough.
Yeah.
Like things are coming out of place. Like there was no need for that body cam footage to be released.
I agree.
No need.
I feel like it's never released like that.
No, never.
Never.
And it wasn't like it was leaked or anything. Like it was just full fucking released.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see this manifesto. And I also want to know...
When you say manifesto... for everybody else, what does that mean?
Some sort of written, planned out attack.
Okay.
So from what I've read, it was there was a planned date and time that he was planning these attacks. And I say he because any transgender person that wants to be called a female, I have no issue with. But when you go doing something as sick as that, you lose any form of respect. So you will be a male.
Yeah.
You will be a male.
I feel like too, it's one thing if you're like talking to that person, if they want to identify as that, to like be respectful, but in private, that doesn't have to dictate like how you refer to them as, you know?
No, and it's not so much as me. It's me wanting everybody else to stop calling him a she, because I think it crosses a lot of things, as in you're fucking up the news basically because you're saying it was a female. No, it was not a female. It was a male.
And
it was a male.
If you remember too, there was that infamous interview with Ben Shapiro and the guy. I mean, guy to girl. His name was Zoe Tur. Zoe Tur.
I don't know. But
yeah.
I remember.
Anyway, but Ben Shapiro refers to him as a he, whatever, and starts to threaten him. He's like, if you talk like that, little man, you'll go home in an ambulance. It was kind of funny because Ben Shapiro talked about it after, and it was like, you don't go home in an ambulance.
You go to the hospital. You
go to the hospital in an ambulance. So you go home in your car.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But I'm mostly just saying it as we as a country, because of what has happened, stop putting she or all this stuff in the news. Say he. He does not deserve the respect of being called what he wants to be called. He was born a male.
Yeah.
And for some reason he thought that getting attention or whatever, he would find it in shooting up, of all places, an elementary school. A
Christian elementary school, might I add, which is something else that's kind of it's kind of scary.
But another part of what I saw on Twitter was that Nashville just recently outlawed burlesque shows.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
And what is it, like preemptive gender reassignment, like under the age of 13 or 16 or something like that.
So what there was, I can't find this right now, but there was talk of like trans people, saying like after this, like something to the degree of like on Twitter, like this is what you get when, you outlaw all this stuff. And it's like, I don't feel comfortable with like people wanting to be violent with
This is
any
what
group.
you get. I
Like
mean,
something like that.
but
I think it's kind of awful
right, but
personally.
what I'm saying is like how does these 60-year-old people who are in, your city, that are your governor or whatever, these older people that are making the law to, outlaw burlesque shows and this stuff, how does that have anything to do with an elementary school?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like they just wanted to take it out on like a
It
place
doesn't
that
make
was
sense to
Christian
me. Yeah.
because supposedly they view the Bible as like something that tells people that like you can hurt people that are trans. I never got that. That's not what the Bible says. I would think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't exactly looked this up, but I would think that the Bible says like, probably don't act on that. But if somebody feels that, then who are you to, be violent against them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, Bible or not, I just feel like basic human decency
yeah.
and anybody who is mentally stable knows what's right and what's wrong and knows that going into an elementary school is going to get you nowhere.
And he was not mentally stable. I have a CNN article right now, which like take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah,
but it says right here that the Covenant school shooter was under care for emotional disorder and hid guns at home. That's what the police say.
Hid guns?
He hid guns. Yeah.
I saw an article today that said that he had legally purchased 11 firearms.
I'm reading it right now. It says the 28-year-old who killed 3 children, 3 adults at a private Christian school in Nashville was under care for an emotional disorder, had legally bought 7 firearms that were hidden at home. Parents of the shooter, Audrey Hale, or Aiden Hale, spoke to police and knew Hale had bought and sold 1 weapon and believed that was the extent of it. So the parents felt Hale should not own weapons. That's what the chief said. But why? I mean, if the 28-year-old was living at their house, which that's what I'm under the impression that's what was happening, then like, shouldn't you outlaw that if that's your home?
I mean,
I don't know.
You know how many things by our parents when we were living at home
I know.
it was outlawed.
So it said on Monday morning, Hale left home with a red bag, and the parents asked what was inside, but were dismissed. 3 of the weapons were used in the attack Monday. The 7 weapons were purchased between October 20th, 2020 and June 6th, 2022. So like maybe this wasn't like just a spur of the moment type thing. Like it sounds like if this is what was going on,
No, like I said,
head,
there was a manifesto, there was a whole thing.
Had to have been.
There was. That's what the officers found when they raided the house.
I'm reading right now. It's the shooter targeted the school and the church in the attack, but did not specifically target any of the 6 people killed. Hale's writings mention a mall near the school as another possible target. Jeez. It's so crazy to me. How do you stop school shootings? Because there's obviously the right doesn't have an answer. Like conservatives don't really have an answer.
No.
But I mean, I don't like the left-leaning perspective either.
I don't like the way that the left is acting right now, saying that it's all on the right to outlaw firearms and outlaw all this stuff.
It's not
because let's start taking responsibility with where we're at. You know, if we have speaking of the president, did you see the video of
which one?
The video of him. Fox News had it up. He was supposed to come out and talk about the shooting.
He was asking like, where's the ice cream?
And he made jokes about ice cream and talked about people and, beautiful looking children in the back. And Fox News was like, well, we apologize. He's supposed to be talking about, the shooting, and we'll get back to him when Mr. President decides to, address it.
That's what I don't get. Like, why can't we just get one perspective? Like, Fox News will cover stuff that CNN, MSNBC won't cover.
Yeah.
But then CNN and MSNBC will cover something like Fox won't cover. Why can't we just get like regular news? And I understand why, because it sells, it makes money. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but ultimately like that's what we've tapped into now as a country.
I mean, where we're at right now is I think Fox News started leaning more right, and then CNN started leaning more left.
Yeah.
And I think that really occurred around the time of Obama.
Like 2010-ish.
And then, it slowly started expanding, and then they started drifting off, and then it just comes down to The people on the right already don't trust CNN.
No.
People on the left already don't want to watch Fox. So now you're already segregated. And then if there's people who are, just now finding the news or whatever, you're going to watch this. And then honestly, your opinion might be made up for you already because of how sided it is. Say, you're 16 years old and you want to start watching the news or whatever, and you throw on the first one that comes up and CNN comes up, and then you start listening to all this stuff, and then your opinion's going to be made for you.
Because the thing is, it's not just news. They make it entertainment.
It's news, and then it's backed by other things. Just like, and I'm not saying that Fox News isn't.
No, I agree.
Do I prefer Fox News over CNN? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'd rather watch like a hot 30-year-old news anchor over like a 60-year-old lesbian. That's just me. I mean, I don't know.
But Fox News, that they know how to market.
Sex sells. I mean, you could be attracted to a 60-year-old lesbian. That's fine.
Yeah.
Me, it's only in specific situations, but still. Yeah.
But I mean, where I'm coming from is, you have those people on Fox News who are bashing Biden after a speech, or bashing so and so after a speech, and then you continue to go on, and you continue to watch these, and then your opinion's getting made for it. Yeah, Biden did look like an idiot there. If you're watching Tucker Carlson or Hannity, you're watching these things and they're digging into Biden. But if you watch CNN,
completely different.
They're uplifting Biden, and then you're, if that's where you start, now you're watching and you're like, oh no, Biden is doing a good job, and no, I really do appreciate AOC, and
It's crazy because I say it's crazy too much, but like it really is crazy because like I'll watch, for example, I watch a State of the Union. That was back in January, right? Yeah. And watched it on Fox, and listen, Biden fucked up a couple of the things he was saying, right? I mean, per usual. But I didn't think it was awful compared to some of the past speeches. But like Fox was like ripping into him, like, he struggled in this and this and this, and he didn't talk about this for long enough. But like, I didn't generally think that it was as bad as they were saying.
And that's where we're at with the news and with Fox, because no matter what, and like I said, I do enjoy watching Fox more than CNN, but that's almost, you tune in to watch Fox because you tune in to watch Biden get bashed.
Yeah.
So they're going to find any little thing that he does. They will tear apart every single speech he does. It does not matter whether he aced the whole thing. They're going to find something because that's part of it now.
Yeah.
And when you tune in to watch Fox, you tune in to watch people shit on Biden.
Yeah, it's essentially like the Celtics and the Lakers.
Yeah, and that's almost the same thing.
You're watching your team.
Right, but it's almost the same thing as when you go to CNN. If you look at CNN, all they're talking about is perjuring Trump, and that's still
to this day. Which is a little bit weird personally, because I thought that was their whole business model, like to move away from bashing Trump.
They need to start pulling up some stuff on DeSantis, because
if they were smart,
this rate, Trump isn't even going to be an option.
Well, you hear what Trump is saying about how DeSantis was like some like a pedophile when he was a professor in college.
He called him Meatball.
Yeah, Meatball DeSantis. Yeah, Meatball Ron, yeah. And DeSantis, to his credit, I don't think he like pushed back at all. He's like, people talk.
I mean, but at the same time, that's kind of how you're going to... Honestly, at this rate, that might be how you beat Trump.
I don't know. How do you beat Trump? That might
be how you beat Trump, is just to be this chill and relaxed in your answers. And then, maybe you'll make Trump flabbergasted. Maybe you'll make him look stupid because he's funny right now. He goes, "You're stupid," blah, blah.
Yeah, well, he's funny because we don't see him a lot.
Yeah, and then he's on True Social. He's like Kanye.
Yeah, he's on True Social, but like nobody goes on True Social. I mean, I got a True Social account just to like see him tweet or whatever back in like early 2020. But like, I think I deleted it because like there's no point. I could just see if it's a big tweet or whatever. I could just see people talk about it on Twitter or whatever.
No, I agree.
Yeah, bro.
But I don't know. The country's questionable right now. We're up in the air.
I don't know who's gonna win the presidency.
Who am I gonna vote for, or who's gonna win the presidency?
No, I don't want to know who you're gonna vote for. Nobody needs to know who you're gonna vote for. We're not those type of people.
If it was, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I cannot sit here and guarantee you that Trump will be reelected. I do believe that it will be Republican.
Yeah.
Just in the way that the country's moving right now. I think that we will definitely be Republican. I don't think that any Democrat has been voted in back to back other than Obama, if I'm not mistaken.
Clinton.
Maybe.
What are you talking? Yeah, he was. But what are you talking? Like the past however many
Like
years?
I'm saying, after they get done with a Democrat, so no matter how many terms,
Yeah.
say Obama was Democrat.
I see what you're saying.
But,
Okay, yeah.
But then after we were done with him, we were like, okay, when we're going with somebody new, it's Republican.
Yeah,
And if I'm not mistaken, I think
the last
that's how
time
it is.
the last time that happened was with Ronald Reagan, who was Republican, served 2 terms, and then George. I think it was just regular George Bush. So the first one, he came in after that. So it was like
As a Republican? Okay.
Yeah, he was the head of the CIA, and then I think he was the vice president to Ronald Reagan. Yeah, he was. But he was only 4 years.
Yeah.
And then Clinton took over. And it was fascinating because there was a third-party candidate too. I believe it was a member of the Green Party. His name was Ross Perot. Yeah, and he took like all these votes away from George Bush the first, which is insane. And that's how Clinton got elected. So yeah, that's like the last time that happened. But I think we're so divided like ideologically now. We're like, I don't think that'll happen for a while.
I mean, I honestly think after seeing everything that the Democratic Party has brought in, I could see them, bringing somebody better than Biden.
But who are they going to bring?
I don't know. I mean, you got 2 years to figure it out.
They don't have anybody though. And the people that like are good, like Tulsi Gabbard, they completely shit on and ostracize her. I think if she was like, if she had like a mainstream spotlight, she would be the president right now. She completely destroyed Kamala Harris in the what's it called? Primaries.
Well, that's why they bashed her.
It doesn't make sense though because she's a woman of color too, technically.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
She speaks well. Her points are thought out. Like you might not agree with everything she says, but like I feel like she's a better leader. She just speaks better.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest here, I believe the only reason that Kamala Harris is a vice president right now
why?
is because she's an African American woman.
Woman, yeah, because they were talking about who's the lady from Minnesota? What was her name?
The power lifter?
She would no, not the power lifter. Laurel Hubbard. No, it was that senator from Minnesota. I forget her name. Doesn't matter. They were looking at her, and then they were looking at somebody else. Another senator, I believe. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I feel like going to like diversity hiring and what's it called? Affirmative action. I mean, I feel like the intentions were right. But I don't know necessarily 30 years down the line now, about 30 years after, do you think I think it's worked, but there's definitely some negatives, some cons that aren't being realized.
Yeah.
I say it's worked in terms of like giving more people opportunities that previously wouldn't have had them, but like our country is now suffering, not just ideologically or like culturally, but like things are falling apart. Like Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, was in charge of the airlines, for example, right? And then what they have, that shutdown for however long, and he was in charge of all of that. East Palestine, there was a train crash with hazardous materials, and they had no choice but to burn everything because that was the safest way to do it. And he didn't visit for 3 weeks. And the former president of the United States, who's not even in office, who's basically doing nothing but like speaking at events,
and golfing,
got there before him.
Bought everybody McDonald's.
The Secretary of Education was beat out by a former president who's doing nothing. Like you would think because of a railroad crash, which is what it was, you would think because he's the Secretary of Transportation. But once again, to Biden's credit, something like affirmative action, the diversity hire, he hired somebody who was openly gay to make the cabinet more diverse. Again, I think diversity in a lot of ways is good. It gives people who previously didn't have those opportunities. But right now, they're overcorrecting for all of the injustices, quote unquote, in the past. And I feel like that overcorrection now, it's like it's really showing.
Yeah.
And our world is, not world, but like our society is really suffering because of that.
No, I agree with you. It's an overcorrection, and what we're doing is actually damaging the country because no matter what, we aren't hiring people anymore based on what you can do.
There's just percentages now, which you have to hire.
Yeah, and there's just, okay, we need to fill in an Asian, 2 black people, and someone from the Philippines. Get them in here.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Get somebody who's gay, trans, lesbian, non-binary now.
Yeah.
And just
Furry.
continue. Yeah.
What was the thing on the tranny powerlifter you wanted to tell me about?
No,
was there more light? There's more light being shown on the story, isn't there?
I mean, I would have to look it up. I didn't see anything previously.
I thought you wanted to say it again.
No, I was trying to figure out the name of the senator from Minnesota. That's what I was trying to say. I still forget her name. She was a bitch, though, in the primaries. Like, when she was running for president, I forget. It's not Elizabeth Warren. This lady, Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah,
Amy Klobuchar, that obnoxious bitch.
I remember her now. I remember seeing all her clips on Instagram and stuff.
I can't lie, though. She'd be a fun aunt.
Oh, God.
Just crazy bitch.
Yeah. But wine drunk.
Wine drunk
every Tuesday.
Yeah. She had like a white suburban mom haircut.
For sure.
Yeah. Like she's selling Tupperware.
Yeah. That's if it wasn't her, she would like she's selling
Tupperware and Home and Garden.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amy Klobuchar.
She's having those meetings where you meet at someone's fucking living room.
Yep.
And they sell things.
My mom's been there too.
Yeah, my mom's been to those fucking
I can't
parties.
lie. They were at my house sometimes.
Were they?
We had to go upstairs.
We never had a party at our house, but she went to a lot of parties.
Dude, what mom hasn't sold Tupperware like Home and Garden?
My mom's never sold it.
Okay,
That's the thing, but
like
she's bought it.
Been to the parties.
I feel like you cannot be like a white suburban mom unless you've been to those parties before.
Free snacks.
And then they just tell you about like throw bags and fucking Tupperware. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's like the diet drink one. Dude, they meet about everything. They sell everything.
I know. Who created that? Because I feel like ultimately what it is a scam. It's like a Ponzi scheme because you have to like, it's getting people under you.
That's exactly what it is. It's a Ponzi scheme.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say like, but like you have to get people under you. Like I bet, I mean, this is kind of sexist, but I bet the person that came up with that idea was a man.
Probably. The man who, probably. But to their credit, I mean, they buy it. To their credit, I bet you men came up with Ponzi schemes, but I bet you there was some white suburban mom that was like, I bet you that I could get all these bitches to buy fucking Tupperware.
Probably.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have meeting. And that's the thing, though, is my mom, she would come home from these parties and she would like buy this shit, and I'd say, why the fuck did you buy that?
Yeah.
And she would just be like, well, because you have to buy it. You know, if you're gonna have the party, you have to buy it. So like no matter what, you have 10 women coming over, they're walking out of there with something.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna buy something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I have a couple Tupperware containers.
Pretty fucking smart. Yeah. Pretty smart if you ask me.
Not if the people buying.
No.
I mean, maybe you need Tupperware.
If you need Tupperware, then yeah. But
I guess. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw something on Twitter which is kind of crazy. It was like the pyramids, okay? And it was like, don't let like this become mainstream or whatever. It was like a meme. And it was like the pyramids and then probably like 100 feet of sand and then like a diagram like showing like the pyramids where the ground was, and then under the ground the pyramids went down, so it was like squares, right? And there were like columns into the earth. Yeah. And then have you heard like not a conspiracy, but the theory that the world was like started over thousands and thousands of years ago?
No.
Basically, the idea going back to like ancient civilizations, like ancient Egypt, for example, like it hasn't been. I mean, there's theories, but it hasn't been scientifically like proven that like human beings with the present technology that we have now could have built the pyramids and all of the ruins, more or less, of Egypt. Like the Nile, for example, all that area. Like there's no explainable way with today's technology to build that. So there's this idea, listening to certain podcasts and watching YouTube videos, I mean, this interests me, that something happened, like an asteroid, a meteor, whatever, forced us to go back to like prehistoric times, like restarted everything. And apparently we were living in like the dark ages for like 6,000 years until like not modern society, but like society started to like become a thing. like ancient Rome, ancient Greece, all that. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think that's like real?
I mean, that's the thing is you never know.
You never know.
You never know. But I mean, believing in what I believe in and all that stuff, I'd have a hard time with it.
Yeah.
But you know, on that track too, nobody knows anything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Nobody really knows anything.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But at the same time, you know, I was listening to, you know, our God, Joe Rogan.
Not really.
Not really.
Our God.
Not really our God. But,
I gotta rebuke that.
yeah. No, I was gonna reword that anyways.
I was listening to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Joe, and I forget what they were talking about, but I think they were bringing up religion and, you know,
Which
the fact
episode
that,
was this?
I don't remember.
I think it was Schultz.
No, because it wasn't recent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Schultz was just like a couple days ago.
They were talking about it as well.
Were they?
Well,
It was.
I got that conversation.
Yeah,
Continue.
Yeah. So it was. They were talking about religion and talking about how, you know, nobody really knows anything.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite quote that I heard, and I don't think it was on Rogan. It was just in general. It could have been another podcast. Is, you know, for me to not believe, or for me to believe in God and believe in the afterlife and all this stuff, I have everything to gain. And if you're an atheist or something,
Yeah.
and you're telling me, you know, blah 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 blah, you know, God's not real, whatever. Because at the end of the day, when I die, you believe that there's no afterlife. You believe that there's nothing afterwards. You know, not you per se.
Yeah,
this
but
atheist,
in general, yeah.
And this atheist, you know, believes that in general. So I have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah. This could be a really interesting conversation. No, I agree with you.
I have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
I
However,
agree.
when if this is the life that I'm going to live, you know, then if this is the life that I'm going to live, then okay, I could either, you know, prosper, or maybe I could. It could be blackness.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's like the traditional Christian way of thinking. Like, we live this life on earth to prepare us for the afterlife, for
absolutely.
heaven, whatever heaven is.
Yeah.
We humans can't really like wrap our heads around like what it is and stuff. But yeah, going back to what you said, like, I know of personally, I know intelligent people that are atheists, but even like great comedians like Bill Maher, for example, right? He's an atheist, but he's such an intelligent person. You would think that he would at least believe like there's something after this.
yeah.
Same with George Carlin, really big atheist. I remember I was watching one of his specials, and he said, if there is a God and he's standing in front of
Strike me down.
Yeah, strike me down dead. And he waits, and of course he doesn't fall dead. And he goes, I'll give you one better. If there is a God, strike my audience dead. I mean, nobody died. But I think it's really wild to test God like that. Even if you don't believe that, it's still crazy.
For where we're at and what we listen to, comedian wise, it is very hard. I don't want to say that it's very hard, but it's in a lot of podcasts that we listen to that most comedians do not believe, you know, or aren't very religious.
Yeah.
You know, or they have their own religious ties, because I don't truly think that you need to express your religion.
Yeah, neither do I.
To everybody.
I agree.
It's not a big thing.
I try not to do that here.
Right. So when you have comedians that say, you know, that they don't believe in an afterlife or whatever, it's perfectly fine, because I'll be honest with you, there was a point in time where I struggled with my faith, and, you know, the idea of evolution, there's so much, you know, science and recoveries and stuff like that, and people say, you know, we just, you know, evolved from apes or evolved from this. It makes sense.
I agree.
It makes sense.
And for the longest time, like, the Catholic Church outlawed it, but then the most recent Pope Francis, like, kind of supported the idea.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all, I don't want to say it's all opinionated, but we don't know.
No.
To your credit, we don't know
Exactly.
what happened.
Exactly. And so, you know, there was a point in time where I was like, yeah, evolution kind of does make sense, but I never really was like, I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that there was something out there. But there was a couple instances in my life where it really got me back on track and back like, hey, what are you doing? Like, there's got to be something out there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, and that's what I can't wrap my head around, is if you're an atheist or whatever, how what is living your life like? If you don't believe in an afterlife or anything like that,
it's meaningless.
What are you living for?
Yeah.
You know, and then, okay, you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do all that for? Yeah, you might be in someone's memory, but
What's the point?
you don't have anything after this.
It doesn't make sense to me, anyway, to not believe that there's something else.
But also, I think that's where they picked up on it on Joe Rogan, is it doesn't make sense because all we know is now.
Exactly.
All me and you know is living for 20-some years.
Exactly.
And all we know is waking up every morning and you have a task, or you're sick, or you're on vacation, or you're doing a podcast, or you're doing this, that, and the other. There is a big wall that you would hit if you're just like nothing.
Yeah, and I understand like the religious divide. Like they used to have like crusades, like legit wars over religion. But Schultz was saying, once again, to bring him back up on Joe Rogan, like all the religions, like more or less, they have pretty much the same message. I mean, in terms of afterlife, like where we go after we die on this planet, like pretty much it's all the same.
No, I agree with you.
Like a different form. Besides like something like Hinduism, for example, where there's multiple gods, and the idea of reincarnation is really prevalent there. Buddhism as well, I think it's something similar. I mean, it's been a while. Went to Catholic school, private school all my life, so we studied world religions and stuff like that. I haven't brushed up on Buddhism as much, but still. But for the most part, like there's always like a central book. Judaism, kind of same thing as Christianity in terms of like the beliefs they have. Islam, I mean, you could argue, but the same thing. Like there's an afterlife after that. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
And it, I don't know. Like they all mean somewhat of the same thing in terms of like, okay, we're gonna have morals here. You have like a moral code with religion, like how you're supposed to live.
Every religion has
exactly.
That.
Yeah.
Every book, no matter what, there's not a single religion that is highly followed.
Yeah.
That says murder, crimes, killing elementary school students. Any of that is
good.
Good.
Yeah. I agree. So I feel like religion is good.
Right.
I feel like definitely. Don't get me wrong. Like there's people that are like use religion as an excuse to like.
Oh, absolutely. There's some wild,
terrible mistakes.
Yeah. But I mean, that being said, I really think that, I mean, I've never been an atheist. Even when I said that I had that point in time where I struggled with my faith, never once was I like,
that made that guy's weak.
Why?
He just looked in the camera. Yeah.
I never once like didn't believe, was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I think that happens with every Christian, because
I agree. Me too.
Or any religion you're in, because no matter what you don't know, you can read the book that's what the hell's the book called?
The Bible?
No.
I'm messing with you.
The book about that freaking kid that died, and then he saw
the Book of Mormon.
No, there's like a book that was written, and I think somebody read it in middle school, and it was basically this kid went in for surgery and he died. I think this is how it went. He went in for
paraphrasing.
He went in for surgery and he died on the operating table, and then he went to heaven and he saw God, and God was like, your time on earth is not done. Go back there. And then he got brought back, whatever.
I know a girl like that, but she didn't have like that experience. She was like clinically or medically dead for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was in 8th grade, but
did she tell you anything that like happened?
I knew of her. I didn't know her like personally like that, but continue. I'm sorry.
No, but there's a book about it, and it's like a real life story. And there's people that say, oh, I've died and been brought back, and your entire life flashes before your eyes, and you see all the memories, and you see all the people that are waiting for you in heaven. It's like, when I struggled with my religion, it was because that the idea of evolution made sense.
Yeah.
But also this idea of my grandfather who's passed away, my dog who's passed away, my future parents that will pass away, all these people that are going to die.
Yeah.
Not being able to see them again in this afterlife that is not worth
crazy.
That's not worth.
I agree.
It's not worth living the rest of my life thinking that I won't see them again.
It's such a meaningless existence. You have all this family, all these friends, all these people you meet on planet Earth, all these people you develop relationships with, and to tell me that you're never going to see those people again, it's kind of crazy. It's insane to me.
But it's
I don't
also,
get it.
like I said, I don't think it's worth living life thinking that.
I agree.
Thinking that you're never going to see them again.
I agree, and I would rather believe and look forward to something, just like we said, than be like an atheist or like a nihilist and just like see like, okay, like this is all we have. Like there's nothing after this.
Right.
A lot of brilliant people though are atheists. Ricky Gervais, another brilliant comedian.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's also in how you're brought up.
Yeah, definitely.
In life situations, and I'm a big believer in God gives his greatest challenges to his strongest warriors.
Me too. Yeah.
But that's also something that you have. If you don't start out with a core religious value, you can find it down the line.
But it's harder.
But it's harder because you're going to look at yourself in this situation where you were abandoned by your, say, worst case scenario, you were abandoned by your parents. You went through the foster home. You were 18, nobody fostered you. Mm-hmm. You come out, you start working the streets as a hooker, and you do all this
or
shit.
Or you're, that's like more of a female thing. But like
that's
say,
kind of where I was going.
Yeah. But like say, for example, you're a guy,
and
you don't end up being a hooker, but you get yourself in the wrong group. And now you're in a gang, or you're selling drugs.
Yeah, and I think with multiple life events that happen like that, back to back to back to back to back, where it feels like you're never getting a break.
Yeah.
For those people, it's got to be like, well, why the fuck do you get to have this good life? Yeah, it's easy for you to believe in God because you have all these great things. You have you have a great family, you have a great house, you have a great this, that, and the other. When, I started out in the fucking mud and I still haven't gotten out of it. I've been, knee deep in shit my entire life. Why the hell do you think I'm going to believe in a higher power that's done this to me?
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm on this fucking planet?
And that's the argument is like, if God exists, then why do bad things happen to good people? Yeah. And the answer to that, I've struggled with that too. Like you'd wonder, you see, like we were talking about earlier, school shooting. Like, why does that get to happen?
Yeah.
But then I always think back, like, because of free will. Because nothing is, 20 years down the line, only God knows, but like, it's not like I don't have the free will to like just do this with my hand or whatever, or say what I want. Like we were given free will. We're not being controlled. So that's what I go back to every time. Like I wonder, like, why would God let this happen?
I don't know. And I guarantee you that's the same thing that 6 parents are probably thinking about right now.
Exactly.
Thinking of all the students in this school.
And the students of the parents of the shooter too.
Probably.
Same thing.
But of all the students in this school, why was my child one of 3?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I think we hit our stride though, and
we did hit our stride.
I think we hit our stride this episode.
This is the first one we've been really deep in a while.
Yeah. But
like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't want to go too long, and then you know,
What time are we looking at right now?
I think we're chilling at 46 minutes.
All right, bet we'll go around an hour again.
Yeah.
But okay, so have you ever heard that like human beings can't talk about death for more than 2 minutes?
Mm-mm.
All right, go. Now we're doing it.
I don't think I want to.
No, I want to. What do you think? Like, what do you think happens when you die?
So truly, I don't know.
Of course, nobody knows.
Right. I mean, from the shit that other people have said, talking about death is hard.
No, we could do it. You want me to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm going to purgatory first.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. That's like not a concept, but like that's like a place in terms of like afterlife. Yeah. Like nobody really talks about, but it's still there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel like I'll go to purgatory. I don't know how long. Mm-hmm. I really I hope I don't go to hell. That's my worst fear ever. Burning for eternity in the pits of hell. And I know my heart. I know my intentions. Like my intentions aren't really. Everybody has a few bad intentions here and there, but like my intentions for the most part are good.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get taken out of context. What I say on here, for example.
Yeah. But
or like things in life or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, go ahead.
That's the thing though, is there's people that have bad intentions.
Yeah.
But there's also people that get caught up in in their say, where
Yeah.
somebody's saying, or hearsay, excuse me, where somebody's, taking what you said and bringing it out of context.
Yeah, exactly.
We did not talk about death for 2 minutes.
I know, that's the thing. Isn't that crazy?
All right, hang on.
We went off. We went off talking
Yeah,
about
we did.
purgatory.
All
Isn't
right.
that so weird?
Yeah, we're gonna try it again.
All right, go. Okay,
All
so
right.
death. Here's what I think that death is. I think that when you die, you find yourself. I don't know. I feel like you're just in black. It's kind of scary. Like if you're on a deathbed, or God forbid you die of like a tragic thing, and like you see the light. Like how does that like? What does that feel like? Because like I feel like all of a sudden it's gonna be black, and then I don't know what it is. I can imagine like, cause like I don't feel like God's a person.
Yeah.
God created man, but God doesn't necessarily have to be man. I feel like God is something that we can't really wrap our heads around because we have the limited like knowledge of having like a human brain. So I feel like God's a being. God can maybe take the form of a man like he did in Jesus Christ, but I don't feel like God's a man. So like I feel like I would feel like God's presence in a way. And I don't believe in like, oh, the pearly gates of heaven. Like I don't know if heaven is like a place. It might be like a mindset and a place, a feeling and you know what I mean? Heaven could be earth, like, but just with all good, and like a feeling of like, I don't want to say utopia, because utopia is like,
Yeah.
it's like a charged word.
Yeah.
But I feel like heaven could be like a feeling and a place with like good.
I think that
Really hard to say.
it is, but I think the issue is when you die, there's a lot about heaven in the Bible.
Yeah.
But on the same side of that, there's so little
Mm-hmm.
to where everybody who lives, you read the Bible and you see, yes, there was absolute, there's heinous things that were done in the Bible and in the story of the Bible. However, reading about that is nothing compared to watching something like 9/11.
Yeah.
Compared to listening to something like somebody shooting up schools.
Yeah.
Listening and seeing all these things and how everything's turned, and now you're in a constant state of anxiety.
Right.
So to read the Bible and then to turn and say, okay, this is what happens in the afterlife. You're gonna see 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
I guess we did it. We went off on a little bit of tangents, but yeah, continue.
I think you're gonna be able to immediately feel a release.
Yeah. You said like it's right now like at a time of like no other, where we can just watch all this like things happening at our fingertips. So are you saying like you think like it's gotten worse? Because I think it's gotten better since like BC in terms of like violence.
You think it's gotten better?
100%. Yeah, rape was common. You know what I mean?
I mean, rape is still common.
No,
right
but
now.
like it was like accepted. That's what I'm saying.
I get that, and but at the same time, there's
like there were raids, like people just invaded other like civilizations, just got invaded by others, and rape and pillaging was like a real thing, and they would just kill everybody.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like that's, to me at least, that's nothing compared to watching these American-made planes fly into. I don't know if they were American-made, but watching these planes fly into the World Trade Center. And
maybe like terrorism, in terms of terrorism, and like mass killings have gone up.
Yeah.
But like violence like was just accepted, and like you went on thinking like I could get killed today.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I would say that it's gotten better or worse. I would just throw it out there and say crime is still
It's still, of course,
still something that happens.
Yeah. But like it's like you settle something. In the past, you would settle something with like, just you fight it out, you kill them.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
I feel like it's definitely gotten better. It's just the fact that we have the news now and this constant 24-hour news cycle. They have to replace one story with another, and information is so accessible to us. It's right there. You get it in a blink of an eye.
No.
I think that's there too. Also, the fact that we talked about earlier, like these news organizations, they have to make a profit. They don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
So they're going to show us the bad stuff. It's never the good stuff in the news.
No, it's never the good stuff anymore. And I noticed that I used to, when I was in like middle school, I had a routine. I would wake up early enough to eat a bowl of cereal and watch the local news. And I never like watched you watch the local news. Okay. Quick 20-second snippet.
Yeah.
There was a shooting on the south side, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There was a house fire, 2 people died, blah, blah, blah. Nothing where you were like, holy fuck, like, that's so scary.
Yeah.
And then, like...
Do you remember, I don't want to cut you off, but, like, the local news would, like, highlight businesses, stuff like that.
Oh, my
like,
God,
there were,
it
like,
was
specials.
so-
They would go, like, 5 in the morning, and they would go interview these people. They would try food, stuff like that.
And they still do that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do still do that. But I can't stand to watch the news anymore. Granted, I wake enough time to literally brush my teeth, put on new underwear, and go to my work, go to my job. So I don't like to watch the news too much. Do I have Fox News downloaded on my phone? Yeah.
Of course, you want to get the notifications.
Do I watch videos on Twitter? Do I watch videos on Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily. I'll watch Carlson and I'll watch Hannity. I'll watch these things, but I like to make my own opinion on it. So I will take different stories from different things, and read different articles before I make an assumption on something.
I try to do that too, and
My fucking
oftentimes
shoulder blade hurts.
you're good. Oftentimes I find myself like reading the headline too much. I don't look into the articles enough. But like on Twitter, I feel like Twitter is my primary source of news because I read
me too.
everything.
Me too.
But like I've been seeing like lately, and maybe it's because I follow like the fight accounts.
I've been seeing so many fights.
So many fights,
Dude,
bro.
okay, I thought it was just me.
No, it's not you. Like subways, random street corners.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is. L.A., New York, Boston, anywhere, bro.
I'm getting a lot of fights on my fucking Twitter.
Is that
I don't know what it is.
manufactured?
It could be.
has
I
to.
wonder if anybody's still watching this far. Has your Twitter been filled with fuck? And you could make
Please
this a clip too.
leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Like, has your Twitter been filled with constant fights, and why? Why do you think this is? Because it's really concerning for me at least.
I don't know.
It's really scary.
It is. I think that's a good place to wrap it though.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what is this, episode 46?
I think episode 46 or 47. I'm not sure.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
This
We
was
hit
a
our
really
stride,
good
though.
one.
This was a good
I like
episode.
this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
we really upped our game here.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say before we go?
I gotta pee. Not at
All right, goodbye, everybody.